Special thanks to Patreon supporter DerekFrostWestbrook for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft Cold War aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Yak-36. The Yak-36, also known as the Idelsley V, or by the NATO reporting name of Freehand, is a Soviet technology demonstrator for a VTOL combat aircraft. From 1960, the Yakov Design Bureau began work on a VTOL system using the compact and lightweight Tomansky Ru-19 300 turbojet, drafting a proposed for the Yak-104, a converted Yak-30 jet trainer, and two vertically mounted Ru-19 engines between the inlet tubes of the standard Yak-30 power plant. Work on the Yak-104 was terminated in favor of an aircraft with a single-lift cruise engine with rotating nozzles similar to the Hawker Siddeley P1127, which was nearing completion in England. Unable to find a suitable engine or convince the government to order the development of one, Yakov Bureau was forced to follow a different course. This basically led to the construction of the Yak-36, which proposed a twin-engine aircraft with a large nose intake, engines in the forward fuselage, and swiveling exhaust nozzles, one for each engine on either side of the lower fuselage near the center of gravity of the aircraft. The fighter version was not proceeded with, but 4 technology demonstrators based on the fighter studies were ordered. 4 prototypes were completed, one of which was used for static testing. The second was used for takeoff and landing tests, including free hovering. The third incorporated improvements found in testing, including an improved autopilot, which automatically selected optimal airflow for hover stability. And this prototype crashed, but was later rebuilt. The 4th prototype crashed in February 1971 and was not rebuilt. So, pretty interesting little aircraft here. It's got a really interesting design, huge intake in the front here, which you can very clearly see. It's got a very interesting landing gear configuration, kind of similar to that of, I would say, like maybe a B-52 or something, where it has kind of like the center of gravity wheels are basically down the center line, the main landing gear, and then like little supporting landing gear pieces on the tips of the wings. I think also very reminiscent of the Harrier, I believe, uses a similar system. But yeah, overall, pretty interesting little aircraft here, and one that never really saw combat, but was basically just strictly designed to be a demonstrator and kind of show a possible route the Soviet military could have gone with for creating a VTOL fighter. So overall, pretty cool design. I think it came out pretty good. Before we go and take a look at this, I want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter DerekFrostWestbrook for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more you guys already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and play the small montage out every month, and in doing so, earn a vehicle request you're choosing. It helps support the work I do on my channel, and is obviously greatly appreciated. So feel free to check it out. Again, link is always in my video descriptions. And with that, let's go and kind of dive into taking a look here at the actual fighter itself. So this fighter here is pretty thick for a fighter. As the aircraft was designed, it had these huge intakes in the front here, which led to the jet engines. This is a larger aircraft too. You can see kind of in comparison there to the MiG-15 and all that stuff, but you can see it's a pretty good size aircraft. The intake here just absolutely massive on the front. We have obviously the landed version here, so it has the landing gear here extended. Right here is where the nozzles would be for the jet engines. And then we have the wings here. As you can see, we have the landing gear that's mounted on the sides here, so those smaller wheels. And that's pretty much the aircraft. Pretty cool looking design, I think. We also have the in-flight version as well, which as you can see right here. So pretty cool aircraft altogether. I think it's definitely going to be a fun one to put in your worlds as some kind of static display, or even in theoretical combat situations. However, it wasn't really used in combat, but more of just a testing type aircraft. So anyways, cool design, cool aircraft, and with that, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our first layer here, we're going to go ahead and start with layer 1. Now, a few things to mention before we go ahead and get into my tutorial. If you guys are completely new to my tutorials, with the structure of these tutorials is I like to do half on camera, half off. What this means is we're building the entire center line of the aircraft on camera, and then we'll basically be building the right side, and then it'll be up to you guys to copy the left side. This aircraft's completely symmetrical, so whatever we do on one side will be done to the other, so there shouldn't be any real confusion on that. Just saves time in recording the tutorial and covers or saves me from having to do the same thing over and over again. So just again, it makes a little more sense as we kind of progress for the first few layers, but just know that's the way we're going to structure this. If you do want to build the landed version will be added on as a modification to the in-flight version. So we're going to build the aircraft as if it's flying, and then we're going to add the landing gear on at the end. To make sure that if you want to build this landed, you build the correct height off the ground. Very important to make sure we do is we're going to be going ahead and going 2 blocks up from the ground level, and we're going to go ahead and basically be building off this second block. So very important to make sure that's correct. It means we want to go ahead and go basically our height off the ground. So if you're building landed, you're going to have 2 blocks up, and then we're going to have an iron trapdoor that's going to be coming off that block like so. So you have an iron trapdoor here in the center, a second iron trapdoor, and these are the top iron trapdoors, not on the bottom level like that. We're going to go then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 polished andesite top slabs. After that, go ahead and go into the sides here. We're going to go coming off these 2 iron trapdoors in the front here, 2 iron trapdoors here to the side, 1 back next to this polished andesite top slab, and then 2 more iron trapdoors going forward. We then want to go ahead and skip 2 spaces back, and on the side of this top slab here, we're going to place down a polished blackstone top slab. We then want to go ahead and go to the rear here, so where this iron trapdoor is here. And we want to go ahead and basically count back from that iron trapdoor with some placeholder blocks. We're going to go and count back 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 blocks back. And we're going to go then place down an iron trapdoor to both sides. We can go then delete these blocks here as we don't need them anymore. And this right here should be what the base of our aircraft looks like. Here's what it looks like for layer 1. Pretty simple stuff so far. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and get started with here, we want to go ahead and go to our iron trapdoor there that's on the very tips. This one here, we're going to place down a polished andesite block on top of it. We're going to then place down 1, 2, 3 blocks forward, a upside down polished andesite stair, and 2 polished andesite top slabs going there for the front. We then want to go and go back to this polished andesite block, so this one right here, and then we're going to go and count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 polished andesite full blocks back, so it overhangs 2 past these iron trapdoors from the previous layer. We're going to go then place down a polished andesite upside down stair, 2 polished andesite top slabs, and then an iron trapdoor there on the very end, and that's going to be the center line there for the aircraft. Moving out to the sides here, going to these first 2 polished andesite top slabs, we're going to place down 2 iron trapdoors there to the sides. We then want to go ahead and place down a polished andesite top slab back from the stair, and we're going to then place down another upside down stair directly after that. Once we get that done, we're going to then place down a concrete block, and we're going to then take our polished andesite, and we want to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 polished andesite blocks, followed by a black concrete block, and then a polished blackstone wall. At this point right here, we're going to go ahead and also take our lever, and we're going to place down a lever here on the bottom of this block, and have it facing toward the slab like so. And over here, we're going to go and do the same thing. We're going to place down a lever on the bottom of this polished andesite block, and it's going to be facing toward that polished blackstone slab on both sides. Also on the side of this black concrete block, we want to go and grab ourselves some iron bars, and also an item frame. We're going to place down an item frame and an iron bar in the item frame like that for the side nozzles. At this point right here, we want to go and then take our polished andesite top slabs. We're going to place down a top slab like so. And then going back from it, we're going to place down a row of 3 of polished andesite upside down stairs. So 1, 2, 3. And then 2 polished andesite top slabs, 2 iron trapdoors, 1 and 2 polished andesite stairs, and then a polished andesite top slab there on the very back. Again, going to the front here, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor across the side of this one, 1 more iron trapdoor back, and we want to go ahead and place down a polished andesite top slab back, followed by an andesite wall, and then 1, 2, and 3 polished andesite blocks going back. Once that's all complete, we're going to place down a polished blackstone button on this 3rd block like so, and then we're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3 andesite walls back like that. Once we have that all complete, we want to go ahead and then grab ourselves some placeholder blocks, so ones we can easily tell apart from the aircraft and delete later. We're going to count out from these blackstone walls here, 1, 2, 3 blocks out to the side. So 1, 2, 3. And we're going to place down an andesite wall like this, followed by 1, 2, and 3 that go back toward the rear. We also want to go ahead and grab a skeleton skull and replace down a skeleton skull coming off this wall facing toward the front. And after we have this done, we're going to go to this last andesite wall back here. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor to the side, and then 1 and 2 back, so you have a row of 3. We then want to go and place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 going forward, and we want to go then place down another row of 4 like that. We're going to then place down a row of 1, 2, and 3. After we have that all done, we want to go and then place down a birchwood fence gate coming off this iron trapdoor, and then a skeleton skull come off the fence gate here toward the rear. After we have that done, we're going to take our fence gates, we're going to go forward 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you have a row of 6 there. And we want to go and then take our end rods, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 end rods going forward there for those little pylons there on the sides of the wings. And once we have that done, we can delete any of our blocks that we placed to kind of help align us for building our kind of starts there of the wings. And once we have that done, that is going to complete layer 2. Here's what it should look like from up above. Go ahead and take a way down the right side here, flip it over to the left side like you've been doing. And once you have that done, that's going to do it for layer 2. With that, let's move into layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a andesite wall on top of this polished andesite top slab, and then going back from the andesite wall, we're going to place down a block of black concrete. From that block of black concrete, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 polished andesite blocks, 3 black concrete blocks, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 polished andesite blocks, a polished andesite upside down stair, and a polished andesite top slab. One thing I want to mention also is that these 3 black concrete blocks here are representing where the cockpit would be positioned on the aircraft, so if you do want to build your own interior for it, you're more than welcome to do so. However, the space is pretty restrictive, so we're not going to be building an interior, but just know you have those 3 blocks of space basically to build it. Anyways, once that's done, we want to go and then go to the sides here, and we're going to place down an iron trapdoor on top of this one. Now, if you have access to a debug stick here, we can go ahead and use a technique of giving ourselves a debug stick. So we'll do /give @p debug stick, and we can go ahead and use this and select the selection to open false, and we're going to go ahead and change it to open to true. And this right here will open the trapdoor automatically. If you do not have access to this capability, you can use a birchwood trapdoor or a dark oak wood trapdoor. Either one of those will work in this situation. Once we have this done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a black concrete block back, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 polished andesite blocks back, and then 2 andesite walls like so. Going back up to the front here, we're going to place down an andesite wall coming out the back of this iron trapdoor, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have a row here of 8, and we want to go and then place down a andesite stair, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 andesite full blocks back, and then 3 andesite stairs directly after that. Once we have that done, we're going to place down an andesite slab coming off the side of this full block, and then an andesite stair going back directly from it, followed by a row of 1, 2, and 3 andesite full blocks, and then a andesite stair just like that. After that andesite stair, we want to go and place down 2 andesite slabs back just like that, and we're going to place down a daylight detector and turn that to night mode. Go ahead and get you out to the sides here, coming off this stair, coming off the stair, we're going to place down a polished andesite slab, followed by a second slab back from it, and then we want to go and place down a row of 2 of andesite stairs. After those stairs, we're going to place down a row of 2 of andesite slabs, and then 2 daylight detectors turn to night mode. We're going to go ahead and place down another daylight detector coming off this slab right here, change that to night mode, and we want to go and then take our polished andesite slabs, and we're going to place down a row of 3. After that row of 3, we're going to place down another 2 slabs, or daylight detectors, turn those to night mode, and we're going to then place down a iron trapdoor coming off that one right there. Once we have that done, we're going to place down a daylight detector coming off this slab here, followed by 2, 3, and 4 back. And we're going to go and turn these all to the night mode as well. And after that row of 4 there, we're going to place down 2 iron trapdoors on top of these 2 right here. Once we get to this point, we're going to then take our daylight detectors. We're going to place down 2 daylight detectors coming off the 2 center ones there in that row of 4. And we want to go and then change these to the night mode. We're going to then take our iron trapdoors, and we're going to place down a row of 2 going back from them, and then a light gray carpet. On top of this iron trapdoor here, we're going to place down another one, followed by a second one back, and then we're going to go and place down a row of 2 of light gray carpet. We then want to place down a light gray carpet on this trapdoor here, a red carpet, and then another light gray carpet. And then lastly, we're just going to place down 2 light gray carpets on top of those 2 birchwood fence gates, like so. And once we have that all done right there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have for layer number 3 here. And with that, here's an overview of what it should look like. And with that, we're going to go ahead and move into our next layer here, layer number 4. I guess so. Moved into our next layer, we'll be moving into layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a andesite slab on top of this andesite wall here in the very front intake. We want to go and then go off this slab, placing down 1, 2, 3 iron or end rods going forward, followed by a birchwood fence gate, and then a skeleton skull there on the tip for the refueling probe. After that, going ahead and going back from the slab, we're going to place down a andesite stair, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 andesite full blocks. We can go ahead and then place down our black row 3 of black concrete, or leave this space of 3 open for the cockpit space. And then after that, spot those 3 blocks there, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 andesite blocks back, andesite upside down stair, and then a skeleton skull coming off the stair there on the back. After that's done, go ahead and go back up to the front here. We're going to place down a daylight detector, come off the side of this slab, and we're going to turn it to the night mode. It may mess up your trapdoors, and if that's the case, then go ahead and make sure you grab your debug stick again, and we'll make sure that these are opened up again. After that, we want to go and then place down a row or an andesite slab, followed by a andesite stair, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 andesite blocks back. And I'm going to go and just double check my count there because I did do a little misplace there. I want to make sure we're accurate, and 15 blocks in total is our count. We're going to go ahead and place down an andesite stair like this, and then 2 coming off it. So you have a corner stair, 2 regular stairs, and then we're going to take our andesite walls, and we're going to place down a row of 4, followed by a skeleton skull like that, coming off that last block there on the end. After that, I'll go ahead and go back up to the front here. On this second andesite wall here, we're going to place down a skeleton skull at a slight angle like so, and then a skeleton skull on top of this wall right here. We're going to go then switch to our andesite walls, and we want to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 back, just like that. In addition, on this layer here, you can go ahead and also put a number on the side of the aircraft. So this number can be whatever you guys want, but it's going to be placed on the second and third andesite walls here. And you can see I just went with a light gray banner with a red number. I went with 10. So you can go and choose really any 2-digit number you guys want. I just did 10 because 2 easy numbers to make with the banners. There's plenty of tutorials out there to make numbered banners and all that stuff, so I'll leave you guys to that. But yeah, pretty simple, just the 1, 0 for mine, and they're just going to be located like in this position for both sides there. Anyways, that right there is going to complete what we have there for layer 4, and with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 5. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our next layer, we're going ahead and moving into layer number 5. Layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a daylight detector here on top of the second polished andesite full block, and we're going to go and change that to night mode. We're going to place down a second daylight detector back, turn that to night mode as well, followed by a polished andesite slab, a narrow brick stair, and then 1, 2, and 3 light gray stained glass full blocks behind the narrow brick stair. We're going to then place down 2 polished andesite blocks, a polished andesite stair, 3 polished andesite top slabs, or just regular slabs, sorry, a polished andesite stair, a row of 5 of daylight detectors, all turned to the night mode, and then a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 polished andesite full blocks with polished andesite upside down stair there on the very rear. Moving out to the sides here of the cockpit, we're going to place down an iron trapdoor to the side of this one like so, a daylight detector from it, and we're going to turn this to night mode, and then a polished andesite slab, followed by 1 and 2 light gray stained glass panes, a polished andesite stair coming off that stair, so this turns into a corner stair, and then you have a regular stair like so, and then 1 and 2 slabs back, followed by a skeleton skull, and then a skeleton skull at a slight angle like so, going back. And we're going to go then just place down 2 iron trapdoors on top of those 2 polished andesite blocks. And once we have that all done, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer 5 for the build. Here's what it looks like from up above so far, and with that we're probably going to move into our final layers here, which will be layers 6, 7, 8, and 9. So with that, let's go ahead and move into layers 6 through 9. Alright guys, so moving into our final layers, we have layers 6 through 9. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a dark liquid trapdoor on top of this light gray stained glass block, followed by a narrow brick slab, which is going to follow directly behind it. So like so. A daylight detector, and we're going to turn that to night mode, and then we're going to go and place down an iron trapdoor after the daylight detector like so, to go and make the cockpit there. After that, we want to go and then go on top of this daylight detector here right after this polished andesite stair, and we're going to place down an end rod like that. Going ahead and go into the vertical stabilizer here, we're going to place down a polished andesite slab on top of this block here, followed by a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 polished andesite full blocks back, and then polished andesite upside down stair there on the end. We then want to go ahead and go to our second block here, and we're going to go up 1 polished andesite block, and then we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, so you have a row of 4, and we're going to put a polished andesite upside down stair there on the back. One thing I also want to mention is that we are going to go ahead and put a light gray banner of a red star on the side of this second polished andesite block right here from the previous layer. And that's going to be on both sides there. There are tutorials on YouTube that show you guys how to make that banner. I'm not going to do it myself because it's kind of a bit of a complicated design to really put together real quick. But yeah, just go ahead and find those tutorials if you do want to add the red star there, but it kind of gives it that, you know, iconic Soviet look with that red star. Anyways, once we have that done, we then want to go ahead and take our polished andesite top slabs, and along these 3 polished andesite blocks in the stair here, we're going to place down a row of 4 polished andesite top slabs. After that, we want to go then do a row of 3. So starting from the back, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to then do a row of 1 that's going to come off the center one. So just 1 polished andesite top slab like so, and then 2 iron trapdoors back. We then want to go and place down a row of 2 iron trapdoors coming off those 2 right there, and then 1 more out to the side. So it should look like this here for our horizontal stabilizers, and we're going to do the same thing over here. So just like we did on the other side here, like so. After that's done, going ahead and continue on for our vertical stabilizer, we're going to place down a polished andesite slab here, 1, 2, 3 blocks back, and then an upside down polished andesite stair there on the back. We then want to place down an iron trapdoor on the top, or on the bottom of the stair, a daylight detector, which will turn to the night mode, and we want to go and then place down a polished andesite slab, like that, on top of that block. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up what we have for layers 6 through 9, and with that, the in-flight version for the Yak-36. We're going to now move into adding the landing gear on as a modification to this aircraft. So with that, let's go ahead and move into the landing gear. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into the landing gear. Now the landing gear here is really simple to do for the most part, and we're going to start off by going ahead and doing our nose gear. So to begin with, we're going ahead and go into this bottom section down here. We want to go and go to this polished andesite block right between these 2 iron trapdoors, and we're going to go ahead and delete this block, and in its place we're going to place down a stone brick wall. We're going to go ahead and then delete the polished andesite block back from it, and then this iron trapdoor, polished andesite block, and you're going to break this until you basically have a space of, space of 3 that you broke in, like this. We have the stone brick wall right here, followed by another stone brick wall that comes down. And we want to go ahead and place down a block of coal that comes down from the stone brick wall and goes back 1 like so. Coming off of it, we're going to place down a lever like so. And we're also going to place down a lever on top of the block of coal like that, so it connects up to the kind of main strut there. After that's done, to kind of sprucing up the wheel a little bit, you can go ahead and take light gray banners. And by taking light gray banners, doing a black border around, and then a black line for the center, you get a design that looks like this, so it's kind of like a really thin 8. And we're going to use this to go ahead and put this on both sides of our coal wheel, or our block of coal there, to kind of create a more wheel type design. And that right there is going to basically do it for our front landing gear. And then for the doors, we're going to go and take polished andesite slabs. We're going to place down a row of 3 of top slabs across this section here. We're going to go then drop down to half slabs. So a row of 3 of half slabs, and we want to go and then drop down again, and we want to do a row of 3 of iron trapdoors, and then a row of light gray carpet on top of those, or on top of those iron trapdoors like that. And right there's going to do it for the front landing gear. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our rear landing gear. We're going to start off by going ahead and going to the back here, and what we want to do to get started here is we're going to go to these 2 iron trapdoors after the polished andesite top slabs there. We're going to go and delete these 2 iron trapdoors and the 2 polished andesite blocks directly above them. We're going to go then place down a stone brick wall in this section here, followed by another stone brick wall that drops down like this, and then we're going to place down a polished andesite top slab on the bottom of that stone brick wall. We're going to go then place down a block of coal to both sides of that polished andesite top slab, and we want to go then place down a light gray banner that we designed earlier on both sides of those wheels as well. Lastly, we're going to go and grab ourselves an andesite stair. We're going to place down an andesite stair right here, and then a second andesite stair coming off it going toward the rear there for the doors that would open up to expose the landing gear, and that'll be on both sides there for that. And then the last thing we have to do here is our landing gear here on the wings. So these right here are really simple to do. We will need to go ahead and grab ourselves a wither skeleton skull for this, a andesite wall, and also an end rod. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and go to the second to last birchwood fence key here. We're going to replace this with a andesite wall. On top of the andesite wall, we're going to place down a light gray carpet, and then going down from the andesite wall, we're going to place down an end rod. And on the very bottom of that end rod here, on the block, or on the floor, ground level, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull. And we're going to go ahead and go over to the other side here and do the same thing. So replace this with an andesite wall, and end rod that goes down, and then a wither skeleton skull there on the very bottom. And also make sure to replace your light gray carpet on top of those walls. And once we have that all done there, that is really all you have for basically that. And once you have that done on both sides there, you have the landed version for your aircraft complete. And with that, that's going to end up finishing my tutorial here for the Yak-36 Freestyle. Hope you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask you guys give me proper credit for it. This will be a link from us on the build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear on your social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, you're free to use it for a project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. But with that, thank you guys again so much for watching. Again, big special thanks to Patreon supporter DerekFrostWestbrook for making this tutorial possible. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's been great to before, and I'll see you guys next time.